Good evening and welcome back to the shed. It's about 6:45. Oh, you can still see me if I sit on my welder. Just about. It's good. I'm back in the shed again, or the garage, or the shed-ratory. Tonight's job is actually some fabrication. I'm going to have a crack at putting some metal back into the frame head base plate, the little bits I went on about last week that have got the right angles where they've rotted a little bit. I'm going to try and replace some of those this evening. A couple of things I need to mention first. Number one, it's been brought to my attention that behind me on the garage wall is the word Tory. It's not the word Tory. It's just no indication of my political slant. But thank you for mentioning it, you ministers. It actually says shed-ratory. Written on the Union flag there, which I stole from a Middle Eastern country, so it's a souvenir, and again, not part of my political slant. It says the word shed-ratory version 2. You just can't see it, because obviously shed-ratory version 1 was the wooden shed, which I demolished a few years ago. It actually says shed-ratory on the wall, but when I put the flag back up, I covered up the word shed. Rah. So I am not a Tory, I am not Tory boy, I have no allegiance to the Conservative Party, or any party for that matter, unless there's a party. If there's a cakey party or a sexy party, I'm on board. But not the Conservative Party, or the Labour Party, or anybody else. Maybe the Monster Regional Unity Party. But anyway, I'm rambling. So yeah, tonight I'm going to have a crack at that. Again, this may be a short video, we'll see how well it does. I've got new gas for the welder, and hopefully we can get some of this done and get this Beetle eventually back on its wheels. So thank you for watching, keep watching, have a good evening, and enjoy. I'm going to try this for a change. Okay, so this is the first bit I'm going to tackle. Just this little piece there. As you can see, if you look up to there, you've got a finger's worth of steel missing. I'm doing this bit first purely because it's probably going to be the easiest, and then we'll go round afterwards and try and sort of tackle the rest of them. I do need to clean this up at the front, but I might leave that for another day. Then I'm going to put another piece in, maybe I'll get time tonight, into there. But yeah, I've got some bits of steel already that my dad dropped off. So yeah, let's have a crack at some fabrication.
Your lovely email about your husband Mark. He was on the street
Safety
last night.
first.
Basically his radio had come alive. Me, Who Stevens, Nick Grimshaw, Melvs, each other over the roar of the train apparently brightened up his dreary commute back to church.
Okay, so there we are. I've cleaned this steel up now, this plate. I've sort of made a relatively straight edge without cutting too much back. I've cut this piece, lovely plate, thanks Dad, fresh out the skip. I'm going to cut it slightly oversized, offer it up, and then get it on the bench grinder, trim it where necessary, and then have a go at tacking it in. I'm aware that I've got a little tiny piece missing there, but it's such a tiny little piece that it's not worth me cutting deeper into this just to make it fit. So I'll fill that with a piece of weld, I think, and we'll go from there. Let's crack on. Tunes are on. It's not cold. Fan-dabby-dosey. I've made a little plate. There she is. You just need a little tiny bead rolling along the top edge there, because there's a little bit of a lip, and if I try and put it on this way, I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you what I mean. It can't be flat, basically, so I need to go over there and crack on with the vise. You. Aha, hello, Mr. Hammer. I've trapped, give me a second, I do need to have a quick tidy up in here, to be fair. I've trapped my plate. Trapped the plate in between these two bits of steel that I've got, because the vise is obviously smaller than the piece of plate. All I'm intending to do is roll an edge, or a little almost right angle into the top of this, and I'll show you why in a second. The reason being is that to cut back the rusty metal, I've had to remove more than I wanted to, so fingers crossed this will work. This is my first ever bit of real life sort of fabrication that I aren't trying to utterly bodge. So bear with me, we'll give this a few clouts with Mr. Hammer and we'll see what happens. Okay, so here is my finished piece. I think I've learnt a lesson on this one, is what I really should have done is made a cardboard template, oversized it, bent the steel so I've got plenty of leverage to get a nice neat line, and then cut it to size. But lessons learned and all that. I'll take my gloves off, give me a second. I'm going to fit this piece, is going to go in here. I believe it's going like that. Was it that way? It's that way, I believe. It's going to sit in there nicely. I'm going to have a crack at spotting it in now. Got a couple of little tiny holes that I need to fill in, but we'll worry about that when we come to it. So yeah, time to get the welder out, do this, and eat some chicken. So there we go. I've done the welding. I haven't cleaned it up yet, but it's a tiny little bit short this side. But to be honest, I can sort of live with that, because by the time it gets to here, it's going to be covered up by the plate anyway. And really, all this is supposed to be is a lip to weld the base plate onto. So I've got a good solid edge there. I am going to clean it up, just my own self-satisfaction. And then I might have a crack at this if I get a chance. But more than likely, I shall go into the house, sit with the cat, and eat chicken. So, there you have it. We've gone from what it was like before, rough edge of steel, to a lip. I've got a nice neat lip. It's really solid. I've managed to clean it up pretty well, which is always a good sign, I think. I've just got this piece to do now. A couple of holes to plug down here. This bit there, again, I'll probably just put a little tiny patch in. The same here, tiny patch. Plug that. And then it's base plate time, which is there and doesn't fit very well at all. So there you go. But yeah, pleased for that. First bit of fabrication for Melv. Nice and neat. Looks right. It'll paint up lovely. So cool. That's me done for the evening. I've managed about, how is it now? About just under 2 hours. I've managed to get my plate on that I wanted to do, which is good. Like I said, hopefully now the videos will come faster and faster and faster as I get a little bit better at what I'm doing and figure my way around the tools and stop trying to cut my eyes out with grinders and bits of metal. I should have had help this evening. James should have come and given me a hand. He would have helped a lot with the fabrication, and he likes rubbing back at the paint and revealing shiny metal. He did send his apologies for not appearing in the video looking like a giant gnome, but his modern Honda Civic packed up, the alternator went, and there's a photo here of him with his wife's, or girlfriend, sorry, living room lamp on the side of the A49 or the A48, putting an alternator in a Honda Civic in the pitch black. Kudos to him. he had to go to B&Q and buy a length of table leg because he hadn't got a breaker bar, he couldn't get a breaker bar, so his ingenuity shows no bounds. On another note, before I go quickly, the coffee machine video, there's a sort of part 1, part 2 is coming up because I broke my beloved Tassimo machine, unfortunately. Not doing what I was intending to make it work with Google, just by taking it apart. I broke a tiny ribbon cable. And I can't get hold of another one, so I'm going to have to get creative with a teeny soldering iron and get that working. But yeah, project to make my coffee machine work with Google Home is still going ahead, but you'll have to wait a little bit because I've got another coffee machine now that my sister kindly gave me, and I'm reluctant to pull that one apart because I can't manage without a coffee. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've had a cracking evening. Get stuck in, be excellent to each other and have fun. Take care.